Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. I'm at Heroes Park today and I've got a couple of different drones that I want to show you. We're going to do a comparison test, and this is a comparison that I've been working on for a while. I'm going to give you a little backstory here. What I have is the Fimi X8 SE, the 2022 version, and I have the EXO Blackhawk 2 Pro, which is the twin to the Hubsan Ace Pro. But there's a backstory that goes with this. This is the third attempt that I've made at doing a comparison with these drones. The two other attempts were made out at the Snake River Canyon. I would much rather show you footage out there than here at the park. But however, it's come to this because of issues with both drones. So the first time I went out, I flew the Blackhawk 2. I saved video to the SD card. The bit rate was low enough that the video just did not look good. As you could see pulsing in the video and so forth. This drone has the capability to save to internal memory, and I think that's how you're going to get the best results. So I wasn't happy with that on that initial flight. And then this guy, the Fimi X8 SE 2022 version, I took it out and got it out over the canyon, and God, it was just a beautiful day. There was a jet boat going up the Snake River, and boy, it looked really good, except for I started getting jello in the video. Now I could see it on the FPV screen, just waves going across the video. But I thought, well, it could just be an anomaly on my FPV feed or something. But no, when I got home, I looked at the video off the SD card. It just isn't good. So both of them were a disappointment there. I decided not to publish that to see if I could solve the issues. With this guy, it's saving to the internal memory. With this guy, I did some calibrations and so forth of the gimbal. And I'm going to put samples of that video up right now. Okay, so you've seen what I'm talking about there, and you know why that was a disappointment to me. So I went out again. I did some calibrations on this guy and figured out that I needed to save to the internal memory on this one. And I went out again and went to another spot on the canyon and took the Fimi out. No, I took the Blackhawk out first, and the gimbal has died on this guy. The gimbal on this drone is in op. It just flops around, doesn't work. Don't know what happened. It was just all of a sudden I took off and I got a gimbal error, and I have not been able to correct it. So the gimbal on this guy is dead. Don't know what's going on there. I will tell you this. I did file a report. I don't know if you'd exactly call it opening a ticket, but I communicated with the tech support people at EXO Drones. I haven't heard back yet. I'll let you know how that goes, because one of the things that they say is they have good customer service. So we'll see what happens there, and I'll follow up with that. Now this guy, I took it out, flew it out again, and it didn't take me very long to figure out that I still had that jello in the video. So, you know, I was very disappointed. Fortunately, that day I had the Mavic, the DJI Air 2S with me, and I had the Mavic 3. So I got a couple of good flights out over the canyon with those drones, but just put these two guys back in the box and said, well, I was ready to give up. However, you know, never give up, never surrender, right? So this guy, what I did is there is a gimbal gain adjustment in there. Now, why all of a sudden I started getting that jello? I'd had several flights before without an issue, and just all of a sudden that day over the canyon. So what I did is I calibrated again, and I turned that gimbal gain adjustment. The center point where it's set from the factory is 100. I turned it up to 130. I test flew it yesterday, just in a park next to my house. Didn't see any waves in the video, so hopefully this one is good to go. We're going to find out today. If it still has the jello, you're going to see it in the video, and it is what it is. And then, fortunately, I have a stand-in for the EXO Blackhawk 2. I have the Hubsan Ace Pro, which is, these two drones are identical. It's exactly the same drone. No matter what EXO says, trust me, it's the same drone. The gimbal has worked fine on this one, and I've used it in the past. So we're gonna save to the internal memory on this guy, and we're gonna fly this guy around. So we're gonna get these up in the air and compare. What we're gonna look at today is the video quality on them. We can't do a lot with range, but we're going to fly out over the Walmart over there. This is a very Wi-Fi challenging area right here. So we'll see how they both do with their connection. And my original intention was to make this a two-part series. Once done with looking at video, then we'd look at all of some of their intelligent flight modes and some of the things that they can do. So instead, I'm just going to do it all in one video. We're going to probably pick one intelligent flight mode from each drone, maybe do a short waypoint mission with each of them, take a couple of pictures, and that's going to be the video. So a little bit, I need to tell you a little bit about the cameras on these drones, and I've got some notes here. So this guy has a little bit bigger sensor on it. It's got a 1/1.3. This has a 1 over, it's a 1/2 inch sensor. So it's got a 1/2 inch sensor. They both shoot in 4K 30, and I'm looking at my notes here. So they both have level 8 wind resistance. I can't imagine flying either of these drones in 40+ mile-an-hour winds, but they say they'll do it. I'm not sure. Both of them claim a 35-minute flight time. The Hubsan drone, same thing as the Blackhawk, claims a 6-mile range. This guy claims a 5-mile range. We're not going to go out that far, but we'll definitely challenge the connection on them, and we'll see how they do. This guy has front and rear obstacle avoidance. This guy only has downward, and this one has downward as well. Both have downward. The Fimi claims a 40-mile-an-hour top speed. This guy claims a 35-mile-an-hour top speed. I can acknowledge. We'll put them in sport mode if we get the chance and take a look, but I can tell you they're both pretty close to that. Now, the big selling point for me always on this one has been the price. I bought this on Banggood, $439 is their sale price. I just think it's a great deal for the features that this guy brings to the table. And then the Blackhawk, this guy is $799 for the base package. I have seen this one, the Hubsan Ace Pro, for as low as $646 on AliExpress. Now the problem with the Hubsan drone in the United States is you can't activate it. I guess there's some ways around it, but part of their deal with EXO is you can only activate the EXO drone, so take that for what it's worth. And then the other thing that I want to mention is while I was looking up these prices, I happened to go on DJI's website, and DJI currently has the DJI Mavic Air 2, not the Air 2S, but the Mavic Air 2 for $559. So yeah, the sticker price on this on Fimi's website is $479, $799 for this one on EXO's website. You can buy the DJI Mavic Air 2 for $559 direct from DJI. Makes both of these a pretty tough sell in my opinion, because we know how well that drone works. Everything just works. These guys can be an exercise, as I've just explained, an exercise in frustration. So this is going to end up being a long video, so enough is enough. Let's quit messing around. Let's get these birds in the air. Okie dokie, I've got the Hubsan Ace Pro all set up and ready to go. As soon as we take off, I don't think I can change anything in the camera menu until we take off. I'm going to take a look here, because what I want to do is I want to tell it to save. Yeah, maybe I can. Let's go down here to save location. I want to go to internal storage. There it is, right there, internal storage. And then, yeah, it's still in. I don't think I can switch it to video mode until I take off. Maybe. No, I don't think so. So we're going to have to take off first, which we can do, and then we'll go into video mode and we'll set the bit rate, etc. So I'm going to do an auto takeoff on the app. And there's the little drone. As you can see, you know, it's doing all right. We got a little bit of a breeze today and it's doing okay. Let's go into that camera menu. Well, let's switch it to video mode. Let's go into that camera menu and bit rate. Yeah, it's set at 200, which is where we want it to be. So let's get back out of there. 4K 30, that's where we want to be. So we're good on the camera. So I just wanted to let you know what we were doing there. Let's start recording now. So recording has started. Let's turn this guy around and bring it into us. It's and we're in normal mode right now, and you can see it's a fairly slow yaw. That is adjustable in the app. Let's bring it in here so you can take a look at the drone. And this guy, you know, unlike what I saw with the EXO version of it, the gimbal is working just fine here. So we are gonna, I just remembered one thing that I forgot to do, and that's to turn off wireless on my phone. So I'm gonna do that right now. Okie dokie, I put my phone in airplane mode. That's with Hubsan drones, it can affect their connection for whatever reason. I don't know why. I know they work better in airplane mode. So let's quit messing around here and let's do our droning. I'm going to drop that gimbal down a little bit. And again, we're in normal mode. Reverse and up now. Reverse and up. And you know what? nice controls. The drone is handling just fine. We're up about how high? About 18 meters. We want to be higher than that. Let's go up about 30 meters high for the sake of this test. That's pretty close. We pick that camera up just a little, and we have a little bit of a crooked horizon. Now, that's common. I don't know. Hubsan used to be really good about that. Same for the EXO, same thing, same drone. We're going to click on that adjustment there, and I'm going to see if I can adjust that out. And I've noticed that once you adjust it, it tends to hold. So we're kind of at minus, well, there's -1, and that looks pretty good to me. So we're going to stay there. And what I found is that it tends to stay pretty good then for the rest of the flight. Okay, so let's just fly around here a little bit first. Let's go this direction, and again, we're in normal mode, and you'll see the horizon still looks good even with that yaw. Full stick forward, and let's see how we're getting up to, should get up to 8 meters per second, I think. Pretty close, yeah, there's 8 meters per second. Okay, let's stop right there. And let's turn around the other direction, and let's see if we can go to the other end of the park. And again, this is in normal mode, so, and I'm seeing a little, as we yaw around there, I'm seeing that it definitely tilted, the gimbal tilted in horizon, and wind might affect that too. So still a little bit of a tilt there, but let's go full stick forward. And again, this is in normal mode, and it should top out at 8 meters per second. Pretty close. Yeah, there's 8 meters per second. Looks like the tilt is exactly the opposite direction now too, so that's kind of interesting. It kind of straightened out and then tilted the other way. So let's, I often go out to this corner here, and it looks like it's kind of straightened out now. It kind of leveled out, so just bear that in mind. I think our horizon's pretty good at this moment. So, and that's me messing with the gimbal there. I just wanted to kind of straighten it out on the horizon there. So just want to kind of give you a look at the colors and the trees. And we're going to slowly yaw around. And then we're going to come back in sport mode. 82% battery. We've been recording for about 4 minutes. Kind of give you an idea of battery time. And yeah, there, the horizon, it might be a little bit off, but it's pretty close. So I'm going to click this guy into sport mode, and switch to sport mode, it says. Full stick forward here. And let's check out the top speed. So what we're checking out here is connection, and the connection is good. Look at how fast we're going here. We're almost up to 16 meters per second. Yeah, there's 16. Okay, let off. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's about, that's about 35 miles an hour. And as I yaw around, well, there, it kind of straightened it out. We got a little bit crooked. Let's go across the street. And what we're going to do here, again, we're about 30 meters high. We're going to fly out out towards the Walmart over there. So one of the things I try and do here is I try and cross the street perpendicular. So straight across the street. And I got a little bit, I'm standing out in the park proper so that I can get a good look at the drone. I'm facing the drone correctly, and we are full stick forward now at about 15 meters per second. I'm seeing a little bit of choppiness on the FPV feed, but not terribly bad. We're out there about 450 meters. Yeah, it's moving right along. There, it dipped the camera down. That's nothing. When you're in sport mode, you have to expect that. And we were over 16 meters per second there. That is common for really virtually all drones. And mind you, we're only 30 meters high, and yeah, it's really slow. Yeah, I'm losing FPV fast here. 750 meters, although I can still see where I'm going. 800 meters. If we get clear out to this corner, That's about a kilometer. Yeah, and my FPV feed is definitely froze up here a little bit. Yeah, let's see. It says adjust antennas, so it's saying that we haven't got. So I came to a complete stop there. Let's see. So it settled on 900 meters. Signal poor. What's weird is my signal strength meter. Well, now the signal strength meter's dropped. Yeah, and we lost it. So at about 900 meters. So let's see if it should kick it into auto return here. So 900 meters, and listen, I'm not complaining about that too much. We were only, well, 31.9 meters high, it says on the telemetry, and so that's pretty low, and you know, we're shooting through some trees and stuff here, but it was a good way to test it. So yeah, let's see, in-flight GPS, and I'm waiting for the, I'm still getting aircraft disconnected. And I'm waiting to see the telemetry that the drone is on its way back, and not seeing that yet. I guarantee you it is. You guys are probably seeing the video off the SD card, but all I'm seeing is a dark screen. But it'll be coming back to us here. There it is. I knew it. And it's still telling me signal poor. So at about 500 meters, I got picture again. And it's on its way back, and we're getting the beep on the transmitter. And I'm trying to remember, there's a way, I think you long press the function button to stop that beeping. I can't remember. Yeah, and it's almost back to us here. So we are going to cancel that return to home. So that gives you a good idea of what we got there. So I'm going to go back into normal mode. Let's get this guy out in the field. Let's pick that gimbal back up. It came back and it was directly above us there. And we're going to go out in the field here, and we're going to try some of the intelligent flight modes. So let me drop some altitude, bring it around, and let's see how much battery. We got 63% battery, so that's good. Okay, let's go out in the field here. And I can't remember if I know the Fimi has a spiral. I don't think the Hubsan drone has a helix type. So we're looking into the sun now. So bear that in mind when you're looking at the camera on this guy. So there we are. Let's bring it in here, and let's go into that flight mode. And what I'm going to look at is. I'm looking for the creative video, and I can't remember if it's got a helix. It's got auto drifting, which is not a helix. You think it is, but it's not. So let's do, gosh darn it, let's do a, I wanted to kind of do one for one. So let's do a comet. And has to be higher than 5 meters, it's telling me. Let me back it up a little bit. Okay, that should be good. Drop that camera down. So we're going to go back in there. We're going to go creative video. We're going to go comet. And yeah, I need to drag a box. And I don't know, let's go counterclockwise. And I'm going to click go. Go. And here it goes. It's starting its comet. And basically what it's going to do, it's going to raise an altitude. It's going to kind of do a peanut around us. And what I'm interested in is, I wonder if it stopped shooting video from before. And then, you know, it's doing a good job. It's hitting it right on the money. Perfect. And when it completes, yeah, it stopped recording. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it in there. We're going to go into that again, and let's just do a quick follow. We can show how well both of them follow, and we're going to do active track, and that means it's going to be optical. Greater than 25 degrees, so I'm not sure if I'm greater than 25 degrees, but we're going to do, yeah, so I need to go up further, it looks like. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to click go. Good that they had those instructions on there. And so active track has begun. And what I found is Hubsan does a pretty good job with this. As you can see, and I'm pushing the drone backwards now. I'll tell you, Autel could take notes from Hubsan and EXO on tracking, and even the, I can tell you this, even the Fimi does a pretty decent job of tracking. So I'm going to walk back to the camera. We're going to stop that right now. Click pause and click out of that. And I'm going to back the drone up to the corner of the park out here, and we're going to do a return to home and see if we can get a precision landing, and which I believe that we will. Let me start recording. Let's do a precision landing. It should find the pad no problem. And let's see, how high are we? Yeah, so it'll climb to its return to home height. And then we'll slap another battery in and we'll do a waypoint mission. We're down to 45% battery. So return to home on the app. And it took that command immediately. It's climbing to its return to home height. And I'm watching the drone. It's hauling the mail back to us here. Drop that camera down. And let's see what it'll do. Now, the older Hubsan drones, you used to have to stop recording. And I think this guy kind of automatically does some little mojo. So you don't necessarily have to stop recording. Data preparation is talking about there. But what'll happen is when I look at the video off the SD card, it'll just be black. So, you know, what you'll probably see is just the screen recording. Yeah, searching for drone apron. So it's looking and it's moving around. We're just going to let it, like the grass, it's not going to hurt it to mow a little grass. So let's see if it finds it. It should, you know, typically they see round landing pads better. It's not seeing it. It's just landing. So it didn't see the pad. I've had it find that pad before. The other thing that Hubsan does now is they automatically stop recording, which I appreciate. So let me swap out the battery and we'll do a quick waypoint mission. Okay, so what I did was a hot swap there. I didn't shut anything off other than the aircraft. Shut it off, put another battery in, and let's see how quick it reconnects here. And there we are. There we're connected again. And yeah, so we're good to go. I believe I have to be, I can't remember if I have to be in the air to plan a waypoint mission with this guy, but it doesn't matter. We'll let it grab satellites here, and as soon as it tells us we can take off, we're going to do so. And we'll probably just do a manual takeoff, and I'll fly it out there a little ways. Okay, ready to fly. So both sticks on this guy, both sticks down and out, engages the motors, then up on that left stick. So let's switch it into video mode, and I'm going to very quickly, I'm going to double check and make sure our video settings stayed with internal memory. Yeah, video bit rate is still on 200, so that tells me that it should still be on, well, this says save location SD card, so that's not good. Yeah, we had to change it, so I'm going to go back to internal storage. So it's a good thing I looked at that. And video bitrate 200, so yeah, we're going to start recording now. And up and away. Let me fly it out there a little ways. Turn it around here so you guys can get a look at the trees. In fact, you know what? Before we need to take a picture, go into picture mode. I almost forgot about that before we set up that waypoint mission. Let's fly out here. And looking at, yeah, we definitely got a crooked horizon. I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. So I don't know if it's something you have to adjust every time. It appears to be. So let's switch back into photo mode. Stop recording, I'm sorry. Switch into photo mode. And we are going to take a picture. I'm going to do that on the control. Well, it didn't switch, did it? There we go. Now we're in photo mode. So I'm going to do it on the controller. And yeah, it looks like it took a picture there. And then let me rotate around a little bit and kind of face more towards the Boise front there. And we'll take a picture. And as I typically do, let's get a picture of the Costco over here. Let's go out to the other corner and we'll get a picture of Costco. These are the pictures that I usually take when I'm out here, and that way you guys can compare them with different drones that I've been out here with. And boy, we really got a crooked horizon here. So we'll see if it settles down a little bit. It's pretty crooked. Okay, I'm gonna hit it on the app this time. Take a picture, and we did. Okay, and let's see. I believe I can zoom. So let me pull down on. Yeah, we can zoom all the way in to 6x zoom. So let's take a picture with that 6x zoom. That, you know, doesn't look bad on FPV screen. I can tell you that. Zoom ratios of 2. So in other words, I'd have to back it back out to 2 in order to take a picture. There's 2. Okay, so let's try that at 2. Yeah, so it took a picture. Okay, and then it popped it back out to 1x on the zoom. So now let's go ahead and let's do a waypoint mission here. So I'm going to click on that X and waypoint mode at the very top there, waypoint mission planning, and it gives us the map. And so then this is easy. You click add, that little pencil on the right hand side, click add, and I'm going to do the dots, and that way you just touch the points. We got a great map here, shows us where everything's at. So we're going to put the first point right in front of the drone. We're just going to go to 4 corners here. Three. We'll put the 4th one kind of above the flagpole, and then we'll put the 5th one right in the middle. Now you can touch on those. You can set a focus point. In other words, a point of interest if you want. In this case, I just want the drone looking straight forward. You can click on each individual. Well, in fact, let's do that. Let's click on 2 here. And I believe, yeah, I can adjust the height there. So you can see that little dialog box came up. So let's push the height up to, well, we don't want to go that high. That was a pretty quick adjustment. Let's go about 50 meters, well, 49.5. And you can adjust hover time. So let's do that on that one. And on number 3, let's go down to about 20 meters. Close enough. So yeah, then all we do is we need to click upload. So that's in that bottom right, upload. And it's sending. It says upload successful. Then we're going to click start. and then it tells us about the waypoint mission. So we're going to click OK, and off it goes. The drone is going to its first waypoint. And by the way, I will say this. You know, I was talking about the DJI Mavic Air 2. It does not have waypoints. Although, I will say this, there's also a rumor out there that DJI is going to add waypoints to the Fly app. So that's something that a lot of people want. So yeah, so you guys, I'll just leave the map up here so you can see it going through the map, and you guys are looking at the video from the screen while we're at it. I guess I ought to look and make sure that it's recording, and it's not. So we better start recording, huh? I'm glad I looked at that. So let's start recording. We just made the turn there. So maybe operation failed. Now it's recording. Okay. So you guys are seeing it. You guys are seeing the recording now, and it's going to 3, and it should be dropping down in height, and it is. Looking at the telemetry, it should get down to what we have it at 20 meters, I think. So it's at 3, and it didn't quite get down that far. So I think I guess it is just barely. It's getting there, and it turned. Yeah, it didn't quite get to where we had it set at. So now it's heading to 4, and it should pick back up to it is. It's gaining in height. I think we were at 30 some meters, so it's picking back up to whatever we had. I think we were at 30 meters. So by the time it gets to 4, it should be at 30 meters. And I'm watching the drone. It's right in front of me here, cruising right along. This is a system that works well, and we'll try this on the Fimi drone as well. How fast are we going? Not very fast, about 5 meters per second. And there it is at number 4. And once it's done with this waypoint mission, we'll see if we'll give it another shot at a precision landing, and we'll see how it does. And there it goes, heading to number 5. Picking up speed. I guess I don't know if there's a way to adjust the speed on a waypoint mission. If there is, I haven't seen it. But there may be a way. But I mean, as you can see, it's pretty accurate and works pretty well. Hubsan is always really good at these intelligent flight modes. They all seem to work quite well, and they've got a pretty good package. Yeah, waypoint mission complete. So let's get out of there. And we're still recording. Let's go ahead and do return to home on the controller. I'm pressing down the button. And it's rising to its return to home height, and it should turn around and head our way. Interestingly enough, well, it looks like the horizon is leveled out for us, so that's good. I'm going to drop that camera down as we come back, and let's see if we can get a precision landing here. So here it comes. Yeah, and I see a change on the FPV screen when it starts descending. And even though it says it's still recording video, like I said, all I'll see is black on the SD card. Searching for drone apron, it's pretty close. I don't know if it'll find it this time or not. Let's see if it recognizes that. It's kind of in the sunlight there, and maybe it doesn't have enough contrast to see it. Yeah, it definitely didn't see it. It's going to land in about the same spot that it did before. Yeah, you guys will see that on the Action 2 camera. And there it's down in the grass, and it'll stop recording. Okay, let me get this guy shut down, and then we'll fire up the Fimi and see if we can do a similar flight. Hey, okay, the Fimi X8 SE 2022 version, you can tell the pre-flight check says it's normal, so we're good to go. It's not asking for any kind of calibrations. And again, I adjusted the gimbal gain to hopefully get rid of that jello. I went up to 130 on the gimbal gain. Let's look at the cool thing about this guy is you can look at all your parameters before you take off. One of the things that I am going to do is white balance. I'm going to put that into, let's see, typically you want to lock it. It's kind of a semi-cloudy day today, so I'm going to put it on cloudy. No, I don't like that. Let's try sunny. Let's see what it looks like in auto. You know what? I didn't like what it looked like in sunny or cloudy. They were both a little bit too warm, so I'm going to leave it on auto. One of the things I wish I could just adjust the Kelvin on it, but you can't do that. But we're in H.265, 4K 30, so we're good to go. Video-wise, let's start recording. We're ready to go. 16 satellites, so let's do an auto takeoff, and I'm going to do that on the app. I like the way this guy double kicks the motors to kick those props up. And nice smooth, it'll go up 4 meters high. And I think it does that to get a look at its landing spot. I'm willing to bet this guy will get a precision landing. So let's bring it back down and take a look at it just like we did the other one. We'll bring it into the camera here a little bit. And you know, this is a fairly stable drone. It's not, you know, it's not quite what we're used to, maybe with a DJI drone or something, but looks pretty good. I'm looking at the FPV. It's looking pretty good right now. So let me drop that camera down a little bit, and we'll do our droney. We're in normal mode. So reverse and up now. Reverse and up. And I see some people out there with some dogs, so I kind of steered away from them a little bit on that droney. Horizon looks good. Let's see, I think I already went higher than we were with the, I think we were about 30 meters high with the other drone. And I saw something kind of interesting there. My FPV screen went black for just a fraction of a second. That's me adjusting the camera. Drop it down just a little bit more. Okay, just like we did with the other drone in normal mode. It's kind of interesting. I'm kind of, I'm already getting interference on, if you look at the FPV feed. Yeah, and this, you know, so we're down to 12 satellites. That's common on this drone. I don't know why. Now, you know what? I just realized I didn't start a screen. Oh no, I did start a screen recording. Okay, I just got myself a little worried there, not thinking I had a screen recording going, but I did do that. So full stick forward, and look at that. We're already, I don't know, we're already up to 12 meters per second. So you can see how fast this guy is. And the EXO/Hubsan drone topped out at 8 meters per second in normal mode. And as we yaw around, we can see just a hint of the horizon going a little bit crooked. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to go into the menu right now, and I want to look. So you'll see sport mode highlighted. They've got those named wrong. That's really normal mode. And if I click on smooth mode there, it would put it into sport mode. And normal mode would be smooth mode. Just letting you know that's an error in the app. So let's go full stick forward this direction. And let's see how quick we can get it up to. And it's moving right along. Look at that. We're at 16 almost. Yeah, we were nearly at 17 meters per second there for a little bit. So let's come to a stop. And now let's we'll flip it into sport mode, and we'll go out across the street. So well, let's go back this direction in sport mode. And yeah, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's not going as fast. That's really odd. Yeah, I wonder if it's because it was giving me that warning about GPS mode. But yeah, it didn't go. Yeah, and I don't know why. I'm telling you, the Fimi drone always has problems uh, with satellites. Every one that I've ever owned, they just don't grab the satellites. And we got 12, so we're in good shape. It's not like, but anyway, just worth noting. Now we're back up to 14 as we come back this way. And we'll get out here, we'll go across the street. Again, now down to 12 again. I don't know why that would be. But more importantly, the video still looks good, so I'm happy about that. 82% battery. Let's see if we can move sideways over here, and then we'll get across the street. Full stick forward. And yeah, and then I noticed my FPV meter there is in the orange, and we're really close. And of course, like I told you, this is a challenging Wi-Fi environment here. Okay, full stick forward here. Again, we're in sport mode, and we're going to go out behind the Walmart here. And we got I think we got the Hubsan / EXO drone out 900 meters. So let's see how we do with this guy. I can tell you, it's not liking it FPV wise. So we're back in the orange now. But again, it's even more concerning is only 12 satellites. That's really odd. And speed-wise, it definitely, yeah, now 11 satellites. It's slowed it down. I wonder if it kicks it into a slower mode when it doesn't have as much satellites. That's very possible. 15 satellites now. And then and the speed kicks back. Yeah, and then we lost FPV altogether. How far out there are we? 700 meters. Let's see if we can get, and the FPV is really jerky here. I am holding the controller up, pointing it, the flat part of the antennas directly at the drone, trying to make sure we can get out there. Let's see if we can get clear out to the corner. And I still have FPV feed, so I'm calling it good. There it went black at 924 meters. Yeah, so they were both about identical in that regard. They both got out at 30 meters high, just about 900 meters before we lost signal. Now I want to tell you that both of these drones, I have had them out, I've had them out in the field. I've had them out well over 3 kilometers, like out in the country, out in the Snake River Canyon, where you had a clear shot, no Wi-Fi interference. So let's see, it should be going into return to home mode. Let's see how quickly we get the feedback here. We should see it, as I recall, on the Hubsan / EXO drone, it was at about 500 meters. So you guys are probably looking on the SD card. Yeah, getting a beep there, so it tells we got it back. Yeah, that's 700 meters. So we got the feedback much sooner on this guy, and it's on its way back to us at 10 meters per second. It's not messing around. A little bit jerky on FPV, but we do have a feed. And did it stop recording? You know, the record button is blank here, but that doesn't mean that it's not recording. I'm almost afraid to touch anything here for fear that, so I'm going to hit that record button. So hopefully we got a solid recording all the way back, but I don't know. If we did, I'll cut out a bunch of that black screen in the edit, if we didn't in the edit, but we're recording again now. And I think I've seen that before. I'm trying to remember. So as soon as it gets back over the top of us, we'll cancel that. And you can see on the bottom right-hand side, fail-safe return, it tells us. So if I click on that X, it'll just stop that. So we're clicking on that X. And we stop that. So I'm going to move it out into the field here. And let's put it back into normal mode. So actually, we were just in normal mode going out there. I didn't, gosh, did I? No, I never had it in sport mode, did I? Okay, let me mess with this again. Did I? I don't know if I missed something or not. Turn on sport mode. Okay, let's try this one more time. Yeah, we never did get into sport mode, did we? So we're going to do that test right now. There is, yeah, that's pretty quick. We were up 17 meters per second. So let's go back the other way. I'm not sure if I missed that part of the test earlier, so I'm just double checking it. It kind of threw me here when I looked at the menu and I saw it in that middle position. So how fast are we going here? 15. It's moving right along. It's fun. That drone is tilted forward, man. So 16 meters per second. We went that fast in normal mode, so I don't know. We're going to go back into normal mode, which on the menu is sport mode. And let's bring it in, and I'm going to walk out in the field here, and we'll bring the drone back to us, and we'll do a helix, and then we'll do we'll have it follow. Okay, where am I at here? I overshot myself, didn't I? Bring it back. Yeah, and then, there must be, in this park, it's definitely a challenging GPS environment. Man, I watched that drone coming at me. It was a little scary. It was hauling the mail as it was coming at me there. So I'll be moving around here a little bit. I looked up and here's this drone, man, just coming right at me. Okay, let's drop the camera down a little bit. And for this guy, we're going to click on that little Android looking thing, and that's going to get us into the menu. Click on spiral, central point, and I believe it means we got to fly over the top of us, and it'll tell us here. So yeah, we need to move it up over the top of us. And that will be the center. Dropping the gimbal down. Yeah, pretty close. That's close. Whoop. So setting center, and then we'll pick that camera back up. We're going to go, and now we have to move away. And you see, you have to be more than 5 meters away. You saw that that little number where it said current distance. As soon as I got over 5 meters, that went from red to white. Clockwise, I think we were counterclockwise on the other drone. I can't remember. Maximum radius. Let's kick this guy. Let's kick it up there. 50 meters, roughly 49 meters. And we do want auto return. We're going to click go. And it should start. Takes it a second. I noticed this guy, it takes it a second to send the message, and it's starting its spiral. I wish that Hubsan had this. We did the Comet with the Hubsan. Hubsan's got the thing, what do they call it, slide or something like that, and it's kind of weird. It's just a it does kind of a weird hyperlapse. I don't know. It's nothing that I was ever too excited about, but I do like these spiral moves. This is like a helix on a DJI drone, and these are really tough moves to do on your own. And by the way, based on what I'm seeing on the FPV screen, whatever my jello was problem on my 2 previous flights with this guy, appear to be done, and there it stopped, and it's coming back down to us. And I don't know if it'll stop recording at the end of the mission here. We'll see. And here comes the drone. And it should say, yeah, and it said, and it did, it stopped recording. I thought it did. Okay, so we're going to start recording again. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to do the just like we did with the Hubsan drone, Hubsan EXO drone, we're going to do a Follow me. Waypoint, tap fly, orbit, spiral. What am I missing here? Smart track. Holy cow, it was right in front of my face. So we're gonna do trace, and it's very similar. We're gonna drag a rectangle, and it's gonna drop our image quality down to medium, which is okay. And we're gonna click go, and it's got me, and it's still recording. Let's push it backwards first, and the drone is indeed backing up. And like I said, you know, why Autel has such a problem with active track on their drones. And look at how well these bargain drones do with it. And you know, Autel struggles with it on that Nano Plus. It's kind of weird. So backing the drone up here. And let's see, we're down to 43% battery. So just like I did with the Hubsan drone, we're going to land this guy, and we'll see how we do with the precision landing, and we'll do a waypoint mission. So let's stop that right now, and I'm going to pick the drone up and go backwards, and then we'll put it into return to home. And let's see if we get that precision landing. So I'm going to do a return to home on the app right now. And oh, that's just landing. That's the wrong one. Cancel that. Return to home. Return to home. And let's see if we can get the. We'll see if it gets that precision. If it recognizes the landing pad and gets a precision landing. And you know, the drone is right in front of me, and if you look at that FPV meter, it's in the orange. It's kind of weird. And I know this is, like I said, this is a challenging Wi-Fi environment here. But let's I'm dropping that camera down so we can see. And it'll tell us that it's looking for the pad. I'm willing to bet this guy will find it. It's been pretty flawless in that regard. And then landing pad not detected. And this guy uses the downward facing camera to look for that landing pad. Still not detected. I bet it's going to see it here. No, maybe not. Maybe we got too much contrast. No, just like the, well, it's moving. Yeah, landing pad detected, so it did see it. So it's going to hit it. Look at that, it's right on the pad. And this guy won't pick up the camera, so I'm going to pick it up manually as we go. And it's on the pad, so you can see that on the, and it stops recording. Okay, so just like I did with the other drone, I'm going to do a hot swap on the battery. We're going to take off here, take a couple of pictures, and then we'll run a waypoint mission. Okay, the system is initializing here, and it's still saying, we got 17 satellites, but it's still saying it's in ADI mode, so we'll give it just a second. Unable to enter GPS mode, gimbal not ready. Now it looks like everything's ready to go. So that's me dropping that camera down a little bit. Let's double check the camera menu again, and we want to make sure. Let's put the video quality in high. Although we may not. It may switch it to medium when we go into the waypoint mission, but we'll see. So let's start recording now. I'm going to take off both sticks down and in. Kicks on those motors, and off we go. And let's kick this guy up in the air here. Let's go out to the corner, just like we did with the other drone. I can't remember how high I was. Maybe roughly 30 meters high. So yeah, we're about that right now. So let's kick it out here. And I took a couple of pictures out here with that drone. So let me stop recording. And we're going to go into, and I see a little tiny crooked horizon. We're going to go into photo mode. And we're going to take a picture. Photo taken succeed, it says. And then let's face the Boise front just like we did with the other camera, or the other drone, the Hubsan / EXO drone. Take a picture. And that did just fine there. Let's go back to the other side, to the Mega Costco, or the Costco over here. The one I always called the new Costco, but it's been there for a couple years now, so I don't know if I can still call it the new Costco. I just remember flying out here. I've looked at some of my old videos flying out there when that was all just an empty field. So let's just take a regular picture. Photo take and succeed. And then there is a way to zoom on this guy. So I'm going to click on that little Android again, and we're going to go into SAR mode, way at the bottom there. Whoop, what did I do there? I lost the app. Wow, I don't know what happened there. We lost the app altogether. That was crazy. I don't know what that was. Okay, so let's go ahead and SAR mode. And yeah, real-time coordinates and supports digital zoom. So if you look on the left-hand side here, we've got a slider. So let me kind of center up on what we were looking at with the other drone. Let's go see if we can get to 2x zoom. 1.95. I'm trying to hit 2 right on the money, but may not be able to do it. Well, that's going to be 1.95 is going to be close enough. Take a picture. Photo taken, succeed. Let's see if we can take a picture fully zoomed in. So we're going to zoom in all the way with this guy. 3x zoom. We're going to take another picture. Yeah, and you could only get 2x zoom with the other drone, so that's interesting. So let's drop it back down. Let's get that crop back down to 1:1, maybe. I'm touching on that on the screen and not having much luck. Okay, let's get out of SAR mode. And you know what? It's still zoomed. Yeah, still zoomed in. Okay, now how do I get out of that? Okay, we're going to have to go back into SAR mode then. I was trying to get it out of zoom mode. Okay, let's see if we can. There we go. Struggled there. Okay, we're out of, oh, the right dial. I guess I could have used the right dial. I didn't know that. Look at that. Okay. Well, if I'd have read the screen there, so you can use, I'll just show you. We can use the right dial here. So you can see what I'm doing there, although it's a lot of spinning to get it that far, but good to know. Let's get it back down to 1 and get out of SAR mode, and let's go and do a waypoint mission like we talked about. I'm going to back it up, switch it back into video mode, maybe, start video. Okay, boom, and then waypoint. I'm trying to remember, is it in here? Yeah, waypoint right there. I couldn't remember if you had to open the map or it was in here. So we want to do in flight. Well, no, we want to do beeline. So that's where we can set the waypoints on the map. And you can set a point of interest on this guy as well, and it will switch it into medium video. So we'll have to look and see. Yeah, there we got a better picture of the park here. So let me go in even more. So we're going to, let's see, click on the little... I'm just trying, it's been a while since I've done this. I wonder if I'm going to just touch. Nope, so I need to, I think, click on that target. There we go. Gosh, I am not sure. I think that is just the map thing. Locate waypoints on the map. So I don't think, yeah, there we go. And there's where you're going to set the height too. Okay, and it tells you can hover, you can record, you can do whatever you want. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? So we're going to leave that one at 30 meters. And let's go to number 2. And let's click that one. Let's go up to, I don't know, 37 meters. And let's go to number 4. And I think on the other drone we were over 50 meters at this one. Or no, I think we were over 50 meters on the other one. Anyway, close enough. This one will be 55 meters. Okay, and number 4, let's drop that guy back down to about 32 meters. And number 5 in the middle, let's drop that guy down to 19 meters. And we're going to start recording on the app. So the mission, oh, I clicked that arrow at the top. So if you see that arrow pointed towards the right, and it's going to tell me, and it tells me the number of cycles. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm sorry. Flight speed, yeah, let's kick up that flight speed. 3 meters per second is awful slow. We're going to go faster than we did with the other drone. I think it went at 5 meters per second. We're going to click this guy up to 7 meters per second. And so save, or no, we're going to fly. And it is indeed starting. Now what I want to make sure is that we are recording. And we are, so we're recording. So you guys are seeing that. I made that mistake on the other drone. So I'm trying to bring the map back up here so you can see that. And it's not doing it. There we go. And let me stretch that map out a little bit so you can see it. And yeah, let's look at the telemetry. It's at 30 meters, just as promised. And again, what's cool about this is something that you can do with this Fimi drone and with the Hubsan drone that you can't do with DJI. Although there are rumors that we're going to get waypoints in the Fly app, and I don't know if it applies to all the drones. I can tell you for certain that we will see it on the Mavic 3. Whether we see it on the other DJI drones, I don't know. Although you do know you can do waypoints in a hyperlapse. So why they won't do waypoints in video mode, I'm not sure. But the drone is doing just exactly, it's following the instructions exactly as we said. And what I like about you guys, if you look at this map that we're showing here, I like it how it shows the part of the mission that's completed. It grays it out. That's pretty cool. And it's just like with the other drone, it appears to be very accurate. You know, I mean, I'm looking at the drone in the sky, and it's very accurate within where we set the waypoints within the park here. So pretty cool. Turn around, heading for waypoint number 4. And it's interesting to see the way it ramps up the speed. And it's dropping in altitude now to get down. What do we have number 4 set at, like 32 meters, I think we had it set at. And I'm watching the drone. It's right in front of me now. And it's just smoothly cruising right along. So waypoints, you know, I have to tell you, the only time I do waypoints is to demonstrate them like this. I guess there's times that it might be handy so you could do a repeatable mission over something, but anyway, this drone's doing it well. So we're at number 4, it graded out. And we're heading for number 5, and it should drop down to under 20 meters on its way to number 5. And yeah, we're watching it reduce in altitude. And then what I'll do is I'll fly it out into the corner of the field. And we still have 66% battery, but we'll fly it out there, and we'll do a return to home and see if we can get another precision landing. Then we're done. And boom. Yeah, and so then they just disappeared off of the screen there. So we're good to go. Okay, I'm going to head out to the corner over here. And then we'll put this guy into, and it's moving right along. I'm going to see if I can get the attitude indicator again instead of the map in the corner. There we go. I like that attitude indicator. Okay, I'm going to do return to home. This time I'm going to do it on the controller. I'm just going to flip the switch. And it should, I think we have the return to home height set at 35 meters or 32 meters, something like that. Let's see if it'll raise up that high, and it is. It's raising up. Yeah, 35.5 meters high, so we must have had it roughly in there. I'll drop that camera as we come back and see if we can get another precision landing. I have to tell you, I'm happy with the performance of this drone today. Whatever I saw on those other last couple times I had it out with jello in the gimbal, it appears to be a thing of the past. You know, like I said, I recalibrated, but I had recalibrated between the two flights before. But the one big change that I did this time is I turned up the gain. It's on 100. Normally I turned it up to 130. Landing pad not detected, but let's see. We'll give it a chance here. As it gets lower, it might see it. Either way, we're just going to let it land. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's in view now. I don't know. Landing pad not. I see that. Yeah, it saw it. It's moving over. This is pretty cool. I'm watching the drone in front of me move over. In fact, I'm going to pick up the camera here. Or I'm trying to pick up the camera as it comes down. It's over the pad. Yeah, so it's just off the pad. You're looking at grass there. We mowed a little grass, and you saw that on the Action 2 camera. And what I like about this drone, again, it shuts off video so you don't get a corrupted file. Okay, let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Well, maybe not a quick conclusion, but we'll do a conclusion. Hey, okay, I'll see if I can make this as quick as I can because I know this is a long video today. So we had the Fimi X8 SE 2020, the Hubsan Ace Pro, otherwise known as the EXO Blackhawk 2 Pro. Both the same drone. I've said it multiple times, just want to make sure everybody knows. Today went pretty good. I think both drones, while I haven't looked at video off the SD card, you guys will have already seen it, I think looked pretty good. And I think the highlight for both drones was the way they executed the various intelligent flight modes. The follow me functions. We did a spiral with this guy. We did trying to remember what they call it with this guy, a comet. And then we did follow me functions, trace, which they both do very, very well. Optical following, they both did it very, very well. We looked at the speed, we looked at the connection. Both of them were almost identical connection. The weird thing about this guy is we were fighting for satellites all the time. It kept flipping into ADI mode. Went down as low as 11 sats at one point. But they both got out about roughly 900 meters, so not quite a kilometer. And then we brought them back. Precision landing wise, I'd say this guy did better than this one. Obviously, that landing pad, I don't think this guy was able to see it correctly. I think it probably responds better to a round landing pad, but doesn't matter. Precision landing is kind of a parlor trick anyway. I mean, obviously, most of the time you're just going to land your own drone. But I just wanted to show the capabilities of both products. So that's about it. Look it up, make up your own mind. This guy on Fimi's website is $479, on Banggood $439, banggood.com. This guy, I think you can find it on AliExpress for about $660, something like that. The EXO version, $799. Now balance that out. Like I said, you can go on DJI's website. You can buy a DJI Mavic Air 2 for $559. Rarely do I editorialize on my videos. I just show things as they are. But I'm going to tell you, if it was me buying a drone, I'd be buying that Mavic Air 2 for $559. Very capable product. The one thing that you won't get on it that you have on these is you will not get waypoints on that drone. But anyway, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one. I'll see if I can get them all three in the picture. Fimi, Hubsan, and EXO. So, and by the way, I will follow up and let you know what EXO says about the gimbal on this one. See you guys later.